So in July 2023, I created my first showreel, and in August I tried to find a job with it. No success. Then I realized that I need a different approach to my showreel and the content within it, so I created my second showreel. I took 2 months to prepare my second showreel, which was complete in October. In December, I found my first job. This is how I got my second showreel. But being at my first job, I knew it wouldn't last for long, and I needed to prepare my third showreel, which I did in the first half of 2024. In July, I was fired, and I realized, yeah, this is just in time for my third showreel, which I created, and I found the job in September. So here I want to look back on these 3 videos, showreel, and to reflect and to share my thought process for each one, and maybe help someone out there who wants to create his own showreel and who wants to find the job within video production, 3D, and motion design, which is all things me. So for those who don't know, showreel is the compilation of your best works, of all the best shots or video pieces packed into one clip. This is showreel, and let's look at my first one. So before we start, all 3 are under 40 seconds and I think this is the best duration for the showreel, because they say that HR managers look at your resume and they have like limited time to look at your showreel or be hooked by it, because if they are bored, they'll click off. So this was intentional. I never made showreels longer than 40 seconds. Now I try to cut it down to 30, and I think this is the ideal time for it. If you do have longer showreel, it means that you can definitely remove some of your precious, beautiful shots, but to make it even better and more concise. So let's look at the first one. This is not a bug, there is no audio here. Yeah, so reflection number 1, you should have audio for your video, because it was designed this way, so there is no audio in the first place. It was never intended to have one. So I thought that I'll have my landing page, and when you go to this website, you would see the showreel, and usually when you see them this way, they don't have audio. But I never thought that if you do want to hear audio, and if you click on this video, you will not hear it and you will be confused. And this is still pretty confusing even right now. I didn't really remember the first, like before I started rewatching this, that I didn't have audio, and I was confused, maybe my phone's broken or something. But no, this was my intention. I'm sorry for anyone who saw this. So second takeaway here is that I sit here in a cap, sports suit, and this, black and white blinking. This is done because I wanted to hook the audience, but because I didn't have any content to show. So it had really limited amount of content to be displayed, and I thought that, okay, I need to come up with some packaging that will keep people engaged and make them keep like watching, but without anything to show for it. So that's why this intro was designed. And the second problem is that there is an intro, and I don't think it should be in the showreel, because let's say you see a job posting, you reply, you send your CV, and you send your showreel. So the person who is clicking on it already knows that this is you. And if, again, in the video you have that part, this just takes time from the actual content. And in my other showreels, I just removed this intro part, and I think it's done for the better. So as for the content, we can see this shot from my short film, this shot from the same short film, another short film of mine, a different one, this one as well, this, this also with some graphics, and this. So the problem here is that there's nothing you can sell. So there are short films which is very unlikely somebody is hiring you to make, because companies want to make profit and they don't want to have short films to make profits. I think there are like better ways to do this. So this is problem number one. I didn't have much content. I didn't have a good understanding of the job role I wanted to have, and this all packed into one show reel, it just doesn't have any commercial value. The other types of shots here are my explainer videos for Instagram. This, these, and this. This has potentially commercial value, and even my first job as a motion designer was similar to it. I was working for a company and developing their Instagram account, so they needed to attract audience by creating interesting content, and then these people would go to their website and become paid members. So it has potentially some commercial value. But there is another problem with this, is that it's not a good graphics. So if you break down, these are just photos that are like animated in After Effects, which is what a lot of companies need, but doesn't let you stand out from the crowd. So a lot of people can do this type of stuff. They can take screenshots or create the simple shapes, even animate them, but there's just a lot of people like this, and this is not good for showreel to show that you are not so unique in the first place. Then there's outro, which is weird because we already have an intro, but we also have an outro. But at least I realized that we can keep this part for my next showreel, but we can remove the intro. If we talk about positives, I do highlight my skills, because here it starts with need to tell a story. So, you know, if you're looking for a storyteller, this is the person potentially that you need. And this person can tell a story with a pen, so he can draw storyboards, which is a skill a lot of companies need. He can write scripts, you can see it here, pages. I can tell a story with a camera, so I know videography, and most importantly with After Effects. So at this point I wanted to be a motion designer, but again I didn't have much to show that, and I put a lot of stuff into this, and writing scripts, storyboarding, and even shooting with a camera is not really what I was aiming for. I wanted to only have motion design part, but I had to include it here and had to explain why. It's here, so yeah, it's not very, you should have a clear understanding of the job you want, and showreel should be constructed in the way that it fits these requirements of this job role that you want, which this one does not. And again, it doesn't have any commercial value. So moving to my second showreel, I first of all realized that I need to have a more advanced motion graphics, so it should be 3D, and two, it should have a commercial value, so it should be some ads and commercials that I produced. So again, in July I created this first showreel. In August I tried to find the job. There was some interest. I did test tasks, but it didn't get anywhere. I didn't get a job. So I realized that I need to take some time, like 2-3 months, to build a new showreel which is better, and I need to improve my skills in 3D, and it should be more commercial. So here is this second one I created, like I think it's October, November. Let's take a look. Alright, so first positive, there is audio. This is good. Secondly, it's still short, under 40 seconds, and there is no intro, which is good. So when you click on it, you just get to the meat of it. There is a short teaser of the best shots, which is, I think, should also be there, like 5 seconds of the best shots. Then you watch the other, like you watch basically the same shots, but with more time on each one. And there's only outro of brands I created this video for. It doesn't have my branding, which is not ideal. I think you should have like at least somewhere your name mentioned, or maybe your logo, that it's your work. As for the content, again, it has more, well, like it has better content than the first one, but still not perfect. So I tried to cut a lot of corners here. So for example, we can see this shot where we see a animated girl. She's done in 3D, even some sculpting. There is animation of her, she's walking. Though it's done very simply, there is a site Mixamo. You just upload your 3D model, you click where you have elbows and knees and like hands, and you can download the same model again, and it has animation now. So there's no, like, I didn't do a lot of animation work here, no keyframe, nothing like this. Still, it looks decent, but the front and the background done with simple images, stylized as a paper cut style. But the person who does know a thing or two about 3D can see right through it. Also, in some shots, I added this vignette effect to make it look like a movie, which is not good. And there is even the film grain added. So it's like these are the cheapest, least effective ways to make your content cinematic, which is what I did here. And again, if you do know a thing or two about video and motion design and 3D, you can realize this person is not very proficient, and he just put something on it to make it look a little bit more proficient. So I have videos here. So for example, this one, I studied modeling. This one I studied animation of characters. This is simulation of soft objects. We can see them collide. This is, I studied texturing of this chocolate bars. So this is like, it was quite a lot of work to make them look this way. So what I'm trying to say, that each video was some area of 3D I tried to master while making this show reel. But I didn't just want to make, so I wanted to pack them into commercials, ads. So each of these is simple, or sorry, not simple, but some area of motion design packed into a advertisement video. So for example, we can see here this chocolate bars animated and textured, but it's kind of like the video for this company, or this soft body simulation of balloons, which is technically in the ad for Nike. So this was my thought process here, and it actually worked. So people did see commercial value, like he does do ads, and they do have motion design and 3D elements, which is, they're not real ads, nobody paid me for them, but they're real in the sense that I did make them, and they could be used as commercials if you want to, only I didn't get paid for them. And I found my first job. Like, these were the people that were not really familiar with 3D and motion design, so they saw moving images. I showed them some 3D skills, and it does look more or less commercial and professional, and I got my first job. But I realized that moving forward, I want to be in a more professional community, and this means that these people will understand, they will separate good graphics from bad graphics, and I myself wanted to improve my skills as a 3D motion designer. So for my next showreel, I realized this is not enough. For my third version of this should be, the format is okay, but the content should be better. And I took like 6 months to create 3 commercials. So I spent like 2 months or months and a half per one video. And more importantly, there is some actual work here included that I got paid for, which is makes it makes this showreel authentic even more. So let's have a look at this third version of my showreel. Okay, so I still like this quite a lot, this showreel. So first of all, no intro, which is good. There is sound, which is even better. There is an outro, really short, just says that this is showreel, Kvas, and my logo, which is all that you need, I think, for the showreel, because the people already know who you are if they clicked on it. So yeah, we can actually see that. And the music, yeah, it's more commercial, more neutral. The second showreel, I like the music a lot, and you can add any music actually to your showreel, because if you publish it on YouTube or Vimeo and you don't like put YouTube ads on it, even if it gets copyright, it's no big deal, because it will be shown to people. Still, you just can't make money with this music, which is not a big deal again for your showreel. And all of this looks more professional and commercial, which is what I was aiming for. We can see that it's a bit wider than the previous one, so I still had this idea that I want to make it, more like a movie. So it's a bit wider than the typical YouTube video, but at the same time, it's not too wide as any like films. It's 2:1 aspect ratio, which is like, I think, a good balance between YouTube format 16:9 to film format, which is ultra wide, which is gonna be too doesn't have much height, and you don't really see a lot if you watch it on the internet. We can see the same shots of the balloons in this, and the difference is apparent. So there is no film grain, which doesn't distract. There is no vignette, which again makes the image cleaner, and it just looks more professional and clean and commercial, which is what you want if you want somebody to pay you for your job. You don't want to have too much of your artistic style or some bad effects that you added because you wanted to stand out, but in reality nobody really needs them. You want to make your videos more professional and more film-like, not in such a dumb way. So I created this video of a Logitech mouse. It took me 1.5 months to make. This video of Xiaomi earbuds, it took me 1.5 months to make, and this one for the keyboard, which also took me like months to make. And we can see that there are no PNG images, there is no paper cut style anywhere, it's just pure 3D. Maybe it's not perfect, and there are a lot of things you can improve here, but at least all of this is legit. It's a 3D artist's work. There is a background, there is a foreground, there is lighting here, there is textures, there is animation, and all of this is 3D. which took me a lot of time to master. But this is something if a person who does know a thing about 3D will appreciate. You know, there are no shortcuts here, nothing. There are some videos that are actually test tasks that I did for some companies and I got rejected. But I did spend a lot of time and I didn't sign any documents like NDA or anything. So I thought like, oh, it's my job and my work and I can include it here, it's fine. And nothing, like I didn't have any problems with this and nobody really knows is it a test task or not. It just looks, I think, not so bad and worth including into the showreel. And most importantly, I did have my first job with my second showreel, and there are bits of this here. So this is, I worked for the Airhead company. They produce courses for pilots, and I developed their Instagram where I did explainer videos on this topic. Some real work I got paid for is displayed here. Then this one, the same, but YouTube format. And I did include one shot from my film just to show people that I do know some videography, but it's definitely not the focus. It's only like a 2 second shot, but it does like, you do realize there is some photography here that the person does know how to hold a camera or edit the video, which is just enough, 2 seconds. Yeah, so I do think it's pretty good showreel. The format is right, the aspect ratio is right, it's clean, it looks professional. The only thing is the content within it. Finally, I got the basics right and I can focus on the content, which I'm gonna be doing. Now I'm working on my next showreel as we speak, and I don't know when I'm gonna complete it. I take a year, maybe 18 months to do it. And this is part of my goal to become a layout artist in Disney, my 5 year plan. So I'm gonna be showing bits and pieces of this showreel because right now I'm working on the video that's gonna be in it. And it's gonna be actually this keyboard here, so you could see it in the first showreel and the second one. This is the upgraded version from the third showreel, and to show how my skills developed, I'm gonna show the same keyboard. I'm gonna do the same keyboard video in my next one. So yeah, if you're interested in this journey, subscribe, comment on what's your ideas for showreel. Do you have any questions about what I explained to you, and was this helpful? Subscribe, like, comment, and I see you in the next one. Bye!